Hey, welcome back to Big Red Zone. We are very excited for today's show. It's Super Bowl episode. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Brady gets his seventh, and we'll break down that as well as our halftime show draft. Reminder, new episodes come out every Wednesday. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. Quest to 100 subscribers is still going. Also subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a rating on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter for hot takes and Instagram for cool graphics at Big Red Zone, and tell a friend. It helps us out so much and helps keep the show growing. All that and more on this week's episode of the Big Red Zone. Welcome to the podcast. This is Big Red Zone. I'm your host, Big Red. As always, I am joined by Danny Football.
Happy early Valentine's Day, my dude.
Oh my goodness. Happy Valentine's Day to you too.
Bang.
Producer John is here too.
When is Valentine's Day? It's only the 14th. Oh, so this is the Valentine's
14th.
Day episode.
Next Sunday, bruh.
Nice. Happy
It's,
Valentine's
yeah.
Day, fellas.
We did it.
It will be Valentine's Day before our next episode. So I guess
So this is it. So if you're listening to this on Valentine's Day, you're welcome.
Yeah, no, it won't come. Yeah, it could.
It'll be out this Wednesday, bro.
Yep.
Just like every episode of the Big Red Zone.
Where can on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, wherever you get your podcast.
You know, maybe you're at a nice you're got a home cooked meal, you and the significant other, you got some candles lit, you know, pop on the BRZ.
Pop on the BRZ.
Imagine that, a nice romantic night. It's just you two yelling about how Tom Brady won his 7th ring in the background.
Nothing sets the mood more.
Show is better.
Nothing sets the mood more.
I, you know what? I think that's what me and Mrs. Big Red is going to be.
Yeah,
listening.
There we
you
go.
make her listen to your own podcast.
Just listen to myself, Danny Football, and producer John's voice during that night.
Every time she tries to talk, he'll shh.
Wait. This is a good part.
I was about to say something. I think it's a great idea, to be honest with you. I think that's going to be a part of our evening. Crazy episode. Crazy week. It's going to be a crazy episode, but crazy week with Super Bowl 55. Tom Brady winning his 7th. Before we get into this, I just wanted, because we're going to talk all about the Super Bowl. I didn't even write this down. I just remembered it off the top of my head. I got to get Danny Football's reaction. I tweeted it out. What do you think about Jose Canseco taking a dive?
That was a disservice to everyone who bought that pay-per-view. I didn't personally buy it. I didn't want to see an old man get knocked out by a 21-year-old intern who stole my last name, by the way. It was everything that could have gone wrong, did go wrong. And that dude just took a straight up dive and made millions of dollars in the process. I got to give him credit.
Now, who do you think does more disservice to box? Like, because we were talking about the Paul brothers, like Jake Paul.
Oh, Jose Canseco was the worst by a mile now. Yeah. By a mile. At least Jake Paul goes out there and fucking, you know, does the shit and trains. That old piece of shit went in there and got and just laid down, dude. He just laid down in 5 seconds. I felt bad for anyone who bought it. Honestly, that was pretty bad. They voided all the bets for him. Everyone who bet money on Jose Canseco, they voided the bets.
So they didn't lose. So because he threw
if you bet money on Jose Canseco, they just gave you your money back.
That's unreal.
Hey man, that's what it is. If the dude's gonna lay down and purposely lose just to get all of his money, I mean,
that's ridiculous. I thought of it. I thought about you when I saw that. And, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't even know he was fighting. I heard about it that night before the fight.
They hyped it up a lot, which is really disappointing.
Was he like, he obviously wasn't the main event.
He was. That was the last fight.
No way.
That was the last fight. It was him and Billy Football. They were the last fight on the card, and he laid down in 5 seconds.
Is that a distant relative?
Billy Football?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure I started using the last name before he got hired at Barstool, so I'm not sure what's going on there.
Should we get some copyright issues going?
No, Billy's cool. I like Billy.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
Go get the smoke if you want it.
You should go fight him. He fights.
Hey, if he wants to do that shit, I'll knock him out in 2 seconds.
I think you could. What if he comes back and trains really hard because he wants revenge on the
If he actually put in the work, he would be an absolute moose because that dude's huge.
What is he?
A moose?
A moose.
A moose.
I love that. A moose.
If he actually put the work in and got shredded again, he would be an absolute tank. But right now, he's just fat, out of shape, and he doesn't want to do anything. Unmotivated. Get out of my sport.
And he thinks Kurt Schilling wasn't a Hall of Famer.
Kurt Schilling was roasting him on Twitter, dude. Carabas was going at his ass.
Was going at
Canseco. Yeah.
Everyone was. He was not safe on Twitter.
Roasting that motherfucker.
Also, I love the I've said this also, all the Pedroia stuff since like our last episode with him going on
starting section 10.
Yeah, section 10, and he was on a couple other like local TV stations just telling stories. I love him even more. Like some of the stories he was telling are
dude, that was nuts. Hearing how hard he wanted to come back too. That dude was trying his ass off. He literally can't run.
Yeah,
the only reason he stopped is because he can't physically run.
He can't. He has nothing in his knee. I think.
Yeah,
there's like no cartilage in his knee.
It's fucking nuts.
Thanks, Manny Machado. Well, that was. I just thought of that. I saw we start. We were talking Valentine's. We got the candles going, and it made me think of
set the mood. Set the mood with little Jose Canseco.
Future Big Red, if you're listening to this on Valentine's Day, I know you're all set for the rest of the night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
So we're gonna get into it. This is what we're gonna be talking about today. Obviously, the Super Bowl. The Bucs absolutely destroyed the Chiefs. It wasn't even close. It was actually embarrassing. Bucs 31, Chiefs 9. What happened, Danny Football? I have no idea what happened.
So, I mean, dude, you and me pretty much broke it down last week with the keys to the game. I said myself, the key for the Chiefs was getting their offense going. They've, last year in the playoffs, this year in the playoffs, slow starts after slow starts in the first half, dude. And I said they need to come out, get some momentum going, and flat, man. That offense was flat. And your key, you said it last week, was the Bucs defense, and boy, did that defense show out, man. That was crazy.
The Bucs defense, that was my one reserve the entire season, and they got hot. Like I said, hot goaltender wins the game. The hot defense wins the Super Bowl. It's like they were unreal. That they made that Bucs defense. Now give the credit to Tom too. Like the offense was great, but that defense was the difference maker. When you hold Patrick Mahomes to 9 points, Patrick Mahomes led off.
Didn't throw a touchdown. Barely cleared 100 yards.
And I mean, you gave up Kelsey 103. Mahomes had 270.
Oh yeah, you're right. He was at 100. I don't think he cleared 100 until the third quarter.
They got a couple long drives towards the end. But Travis Kelsey, he got 10 receptions, 133 yards, but it was a quiet 133 yards. Like I was surprised when I looked back and saw how many yards he had.
Took one off the face mask too.
Yeah. And Tyreek Hill, that was the key. You contained Tyreek Hill. No one else on that offense really scared me. It was Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey. They would put up over 300 yards of offense easily. 200 to 300 yards of offense with a couple touchdowns. You held them. You contained them. You let some of them get his, and then you contained him. I think another unsung storyline of this is how I think Patrick Mahomes was in worse shape than they let on. Like he was limping for most of that game. He's gonna have surgery. They announced he was having surgery post game, like after the Super Bowl, regardless, on his foot. Do you think that had anything to do? I think it had a little something to do.
I think it definitely affected him, but I mean, it's football, man. It's the Super Bowl.
100%, no excuse. But
definitely not an excuse. But I mean, it definitely hampered him. He definitely wasn't playing it, 100%. But like I said, it's football. It's the Super Bowl, man. We've seen guys play with a lot worse.
Yeah.
And game on the line, season on the line, chance at a repeat, man. You got to be able to suck it up and play. And he definitely, he gave it all he could. I'm not going to blame him for the loss, but
I don't blame him. Do you see some of those throws that he made?
Oh, it was
like
insane.
that one that was like vertical laying out that was like right in the hands in the end zone. Remember that? It was like towards
Yeah.
the fourth down play.
Yeah.
He was like jumping forward this much off the ground.
Yeah.
And he made like a bullet pass.
Definitely. I mean, he gave it his all. I mean, his guys, Tyreek, like I said earlier, Kelsey takes one off the helmet. Tyreek took one off the helmet. Kelsey dropped a crucial conversion pass late in the game.
There was a lot of drops in that game.
Yeah, his guys kind of let him down, and same the defense as well. I mean, couple offsides penalties and the PI before half. I told my buddy who was watching the game with me when they left Brady with like a little over a minute in the first half. Too much time. Too much time. Too much time.
You're telling me I almost won I almost won 2:30. I was like, I just need nothing to happen to end the half. And of course, Brady comes down and ruins that.
Almost, man.
Yeah, I just think that the Bucks, I mean, the Kansas City defense killed them on penalties. The defense,
it broke their backs, man. The wheels fell off. The wheels absolutely fell off.
There was like the offside penalty on the field goal was huge.
Mm-hmm.
That was like ridiculous. That's just stupid. That's like
the drive
bonehead
D Ford-esque.
The couple of PIs in a row, that was brutal. You can argue a couple of those I think were soft penalties, but still, the two to Mike Evans. Those are some soft penalties. That was over his head by a mile. Like that was like it was way overthrown.
To the people who were complaining that the refs were one-sided, I mean, if you were actually watching the game, the refs had nothing to do with it.
No, they were terrible. The Chiefs, not the refs. The Chiefs were terrible. There was no redeeming quality of that game for them. And I said it to like some of my buddies. Like the only reason I was entertained by that game was Brady won a 7. That was the only reason. If it was like
it was that for me, man, and seeing the Chiefs like eat shit pretty much. Like they got served humble pie.
Right. But it was like boring. It was just like a boring game.
I don't know. I took a lot of satisfaction in seeing Tyrann Mathieu get his ass kicked.
I took a lot of satisfaction of seeing more Brady win. But like if that was say the Packers like and they whooped the Chiefs, I wouldn't think it. I would be like, all right, it was kind of boring.
That's a good point. Yeah,
it's just because it was Brady and Gronk. Like Brady and Gronk won a Super Bowl. It's mainly Brady won another Super Bowl. And what can you say about the Bucs offense? The Bucs offense did really well. Our guy, friend of the pod, Leonard Fournette, had 89 yards and a touchdown. He had a heck of a day his last time. He had a touchdown and 89 yards. He actually was second on the team in passing yards with 46 and 4 receptions. He had third in receptions.
Do we admit that we were wrong or do we double down?
No. Like people I don't get the argument was never that Leonard Fournette's terrible. I think he's like
it's that he could have gone to a different team to be the bell cow.
Right. And
which he was not throughout the season.
He was not. And even in this, you could say in this game, was he the bell cow? No, he had 16 carries versus 12 carries. Like Ronald Jones had 12 carries.
It was still split backs.
Yeah. I just think but he went there to win a ring. So that's why I was like, all right, I get it.
Did.
I get it. He
accomplished their goal. I understand why he went there. We thought he could have gone somewhere else to do more.
Right. I always said I thought he's a really good running back. I drafted him in fantasy football because that is true. I was like, he's gonna be awesome for the Jags, but obviously that proved right. The Gronk trade looked really good for them. Like they barely used him all year, and this was probably the healthiest Gronk we've seen going into the Super Bowl. And what do you know? He gets 6 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like he was on fire. Mike Evans did nothing. I think he did basically. He caught 1 pass for 31 yards. And
Chris Godwin did nothing, man.
Chris Godwin had 2 receptions for 9 yards. Free agent, I might add. He's Chris Godwin may want to. Antonio Brown caught a touchdown. Really did nothing, but he caught a big touchdown. But overall, the offense did really well. I'd like both sides of the football. The Bucks played pretty much almost flawless football the entire game. Like, it was awesome. I thought it was like a big FU to Bill and the Patriots with having all the Patriots score. I don't know if that was by design or just happened like that, but
not the best. Not the best look.
Gronk gets two. Obviously, Tom with the passing, and AB gets a touchdown. Do you think? First of all, do you think Bill was upset with Tom winning? I had this debate with someone.
I don't know. I don't know if. I mean, we have no way of knowing, but I wouldn't say he's upset. I would assume he watched the game. Maybe he didn't even watch it. I have no idea, but I don't think it's so much he's upset, but he's probably thinking, maybe we could have tried to keep him.
I think he could care less. Something.
Really?
I really think he could care less. Like everyone was saying, oh, Bill's now nervous. Bill's like, where I think he doesn't care. Like, anytime someone leaves and does well,
that's a good point.
He doesn't care.
That's a good point.
It is what it is. I think he's a guy that doesn't look back. He looks forward, and it's like, all right, Tom won the Super Bowl this year. Great. Now let's figure out how we're going to try to win a Super Bowl next year. So
yeah,
I honestly think he doesn't care. Like, I really don't. I
don't think he was watching the Super Bowl crying, eating ice cream, saying, why me, why me, why me? Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was rooting for Tom, to be honest with you, or he doesn't really care. Like, I think he just was like, yeah, it's the Super Bowl. We're not in it. I don't really care.
Yeah. Right.
Who wins. With that said, does it add a little fuel to the fire for Bill to go out and sign some free agents and have a big offseason?
I think it definitely puts some pressure on him. I mean, you're going to have reporters next season saying, hey, like, where do you go from here? Your former quarterback just won the Super Bowl. What are you going to do? And it's going to be a question he's going to have to answer. I mean, both with bringing in a quarterback, bringing in weapons, bringing in both sides of the ball players. He's going to have to figure this out now.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think he really cares. I don't think Tom winning the Super Bowl makes him say, I got to go out and have a great offseason.
No,
I think just how we played last year says, like,
but he's definitely going to be hearing about it. So I don't know if it's going to necessarily motivate him, but he's going to have to hear about it. So it's going to definitely be kicking around in his head.
I mean, he got so much crap for a year and a half for sitting Malcolm Butler in the Super Bowl. That affected zero of his play calling and stuff he's done. So I don't think he's sitting there saying, Tom's gone, he won a Super Bowl. Gronk left, he won a Super Bowl. AB left, got a Super Bowl. Well, he didn't leave. We just didn't want him back. He won a Super Bowl. Like, what's like, now I got to go out and do it. I don't think that's it.
No,
I think he does have a little, like, I think he puts the fire on himself, and like, we had a terrible year last year. We need to win.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what it is. But like, people are trying to make this a story. Like, Skip Bayless, I couldn't stand all his tweets on Super Bowl saying, like, the debate's over. Belichick's awful. He's overrated.
I think I have him muted, like, so I don't even bother. I think I have him muted. I don't even bother anymore.
Yeah, the amount of like I kept saying.
How's Nick Wright doing? Has anyone seen Nick Wright in the last 24 hours?
He sent out a very diplomatic tweet at the end of the game saying congratulations to the Bucks. They outplayed them. It was a humbling game, blah, 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 blah. He sent out a long tweet.
Really?
He's a loser, dude. Good for him.
Really?
That's another reason why I'm happy the Chiefs lost. Nick Wright. Oh, I can't stand it.
Well, now he can hop on the Lakers train because apparently he's a Lakers fan.
Oh, really?
Oh, big LeBron guy.
Oh, yeah, he's a big LeBron guy. Kind of surprising, too. Like, you would think that guy, like, this is how this is completely off base. I just thought of this because of Skip. But if you're a Tom Brady fan, like, thinking Tom's the greatest of all time, wouldn't you lean to say, like, be on the same side as LeBron being the greatest of all time? I don't know.
I've made that argument, dude. I've made that argument on this podcast, saying that we hold Tom up for making it to more Super Bowls than Montana, who went 4 for 4, and yet we tear LeBron down.
Yeah.
We knock LeBron for getting to who has gotten 2 more finals than Jordan, but has a losing record.
Right.
Like Tom, we're like, oh, well, he's made it to more than Montana. Whereas LeBron, it's, well, he's lost. He has a losing record in the finals, whereas Jordan went 6 for 6. But LeBron's made it to more than 6.
Right. That's why I don't get for this example, the Skip Shannon Sharp debate, because they're opposite. Like Shannon Sharp is a big, like he likes Brady, but he's considered anti-Brady. I don't know if it's just a show dynamic. And Skip is like up his butt, Tom Brady fan. Like his face is firmly up
right.
backside. But it's the opposite. Skip hates LeBron, but like, I mean, you've seen Shannon Sharp. He has like LeBron undies and LeBron,
right. You can have it both ways. You don't have to tear down one and build up the other. They're both equally great.
Right.
Whether you think they're both the best in their sport is completely your opinion, but you can't
use the same argument.
Right.
Turn your face.
Right. You need to be consistent. That's what I'm trying to get at. You need to be consistent. If you're gonna tear one guy down for one thing, you need to do it to both. If you're gonna build up one guy for one thing, you need to do it for both.
Sorry, that was another random thought.
That's one of the very few things I will defend LeBron on. If we're gonna do this with Brady and how many finals he's gotten to, we need to do it for LeBron.
Right. Getting back to the game, you mentioned it earlier. Honey Badger. What was up with that? He's a clown, dude. Why would you do that?
Dude, I put it in the notes. He poked the bear. I don't know why you would ever do it, but the dude poked the bear, and the bear ripped his face off, man.
I loved it. He said, "I'm coming after you every single play." And the next,
how many times have we seen a defensive player get in Brady's face and then just inspire him to kick the shit out of them later in the game?
And they were up. Like, you can't, like, he was talking crap the entire game. How can you talk when you're down?
We've seen Steeler players go at him, and then Brady yells back at him and buries him. We've seen the Chiefs themselves do this to him on the Patriots, and he did the same thing. No one will ever learn, dude. Just leave the guy alone.
Yeah. You know what I would do? I would just compliment him the entire game. I would just be like, Tom, you're the greatest, man.
Take the Andrew Luck route.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, man. Like the Joey Bosa, like in the divisional round a couple years ago. It's like, stop getting the balls away so fast, Tom.
Oh my God.
And Tom goes, I wouldn't have to throw it so fast and you wouldn't come so fast.
Good friends.
Yeah. Good guy. So before we get into I guess we can do this. What's your favorite Super Bowl commercial? Producer John, I'd like to get your take on this too.
There were a couple good ones last night.
All time?
No,
from last night.
Oh, I had a real big back and forth with a few batches of wings in the air fryer. I wasn't really watching too many commercials.
I was gonna, Producer John. I was gonna say before the call started, but I'll do it on the air now. Those wings looked fire, man.
They did look
Those look
second batch looked even better. I didn't get a picture of it though, and I paprika, so it was a little more browning.
Those things looked good.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Chef John, forget the producer part. You're going Chef John.
Air fryer chef strictly.
What was your commercial?
Mine, come back to me. I'll have to. Like I said, I didn't watch that many.
Do you have one, Big Red?
I thought a couple of them were funny. I like the Paramount Network one, Paramount Plus.
A string of them, man.
They were funny. Like
they were firing them.
They were hilarious. The other thing just made me, the Wayne's World one was kind of funny. They went back in the bag of tricks for a lot of. They dug up Beavis and Butthead, Wayne's World, like that Spock. Like they dipped back in an old bag. But with that said, I thought that was funny. The Tracy Morgan one was funny. They had a string of them, like what's the worst that can happen thing, and then
those were good. Yeah,
that was funny. But the Paramount and the what's the worst that can happen were probably the funniest ones. I like the funny ones. I don't really like the serious ones.
I'm gonna go with the Scott's Turf Builder one when they got Stanley from The Office.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was my favorite, man. That was good. They had a good lineup of people. I love when it's just random cameos. That always gets me.
Is that the one that Batista was in?
No, he was in.
I know there was one with
he was in one of the Tracy Morgan ones.
He was in the one that.
Oh, he was.
That can
Okay,
happen.
yeah.
And
I like
Tracy
that
Morgan
one.
goes, like
I heard you could
kick
beat
his
up
butt.
Batista.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one. That one, the Wayne's World one stuck out to me.
That
Yeah.
was a good one because it was random. I had no idea what it was for, and then at the very end they're like Uber Eats. I'm like, okay.
I like the Drake State Farm one too.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
I didn't like most of the Bud Light commercial until the end when they knock off the Bud Light night, and it's just like it was.
I was gonna
like,
mention that one just because Posty was in it. Anything with
Yeah.
Posty, I'm in.
Yeah, we know I'm a big Posty guy too, so I was happy to see him. And then like the story behind that was it was like all old Bud Light commercial.
Right.
So like the "I Love You Man" was like a '90s thing. Like that was
Yeah,
the
they had
Bud Light
Cedric
commercial.
and Posty in the night and everyone like that.
Yeah, so that one was kind of the I hated they made a big deal of the Cheetos one with Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. I thought that was stupid. With Shaggy.
Oh, the Shaggy one. Yeah, well, that kind of missed. Yeah,
that was
the Matthew McConaughey one was good though.
Anything
Doritos
Matthew
one?
McConaughey's in, I love.
That was a good
Matthew
one.
The law says you can't touch.
Cannot touch. I see a lot of lawbreakers up in
There's
here.
a lot of law breakers out there. I loved.
Good slate of commercials though.
It was a pretty good night. The one interesting thing about the commercials was they had, remember that I think it was T-Mobile, the Brady and Gronk one.
Yes, yeah.
They weren't allowed to show that one because I guess I think it was either Sprint or AT&T or one of the major phone companies was a main sponsor of the Super Bowl, so they banned that commercial for this game. So that's why I was looking for that commercial the entire time.
Yeah, my roommate actually mentioned, he's like, did you see this? I was like, no.
They weren't allowed to show it because they were a main sponsor.
I know some companies didn't even do them. I know Budweiser didn't do one.
I was surprised. No Clydesdales.
Well, they chose not to do one. Them and Pepsi chose not to do one.
Wow. I'm kind of surprised. Not really. Pepsi ones never like stand out to me, but the
Clydesdales, dude, it's a classic.
Like
the greatest Super Bowl commercial of all time is a Budweiser commercial when it's a guy and a girl. They're on a carriage ride with the Clydesdales. He gives her a candle to hold. He goes to pick up his Bud Lights like under the seat. The horse farts and blows the candle into her face. It was classic. It's a vintage Budweiser commercial.
They're gonna be the one when like he raises the horse and it goes.
Oh, with the dog, dude. That shit gets me, man.
Yeah, that's
but the fart's better.
The fart's better.
The horse farts better. Again, setting the mood for the dates, boys. Let's go get it.
Hey, future Big Red, if you're still listening to this on your Valentine's Day date, bring up the fart story. That's a good one.
Hey, future Big Red, if you're still listening to this, geez, all right, pick it up.
I think it's time to.
Hey, take a look at this video.
Doing pretty rough here.
That's funny. Hard to segue this one. I'll try to segue this
to the props.
No. One more. Before the props.
What do we got?
What does the future hold for both of these teams?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they did it again next year, man.
Both of them?
They're just. I wouldn't be shocked, honestly.
Here's the thing about the Bucks. They have a lot of free agents. So now it's going to be interesting if all these guys, they got their ring, are going to start taking pay cuts. I don't think a lot of them are. Like, I think Chris Godwin's going to go out and get paid. Like, I think he's not coming back, which he didn't do anything this game anyway. Down the stretch, he was kind of bad, but that's a big piece on that offense. Same thing with, I think, is Leonard Fournette a free agent? I think he's still I think
he signed a 1 year, didn't he?
I think so. Ronald Jones may be coming up on the end of his deal. AB was a free agent. I'm not sure the state of Mike Evans' contract. I know Gronk is a free agent, but he'll probably resign. So a lot of free agents there for the Bucks. They're gonna have to see if they'll take pay cuts, and it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, welcome to our world, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't know. It's a different culture now. They got their win. Let's see if they're gonna take a pay cut. Now moving on to the prop bets. Big Red was on a roll. I wish I gambled. I really wish I did.
Dude,
I hit.
If only you tossed some money on it.
I hit on a lot of these. The MVP, I hit Brady. I I didn't hear the what was the first thank by the MVP?
I didn't hear it. I missed it.
They didn't really announce it, did they? They just kind of brought up Brady and was like,
they're like, all right, here we
Bowl
go. Give it to him. It might have been teammates. I can't remember. I honestly
Yeah, I
have to watch it again.
That. What was the color?
It was blue.
It was blue.
I filled in all the notes with the what they actually were.
Oh, okay.
So it was blue.
The over-under with Tony Romo saying, let me tell you, Jim.
I didn't keep track of that either. I'm sure
it was over. The length of the national anthem. I told you hammer the over, Danny Football.
Over.
He way over.
Well over 2 minutes. Extremely over 2 minutes.
I told you hammer the over. Eric Church wearing sunglasses.
Bang.
Hit that yes. Hammer the yes. First song to be performed by The Weeknd on the halftime show. Starboy. I told you. I said Starboy I could see was a good one. I wish I put some money down on this thing.
Slate, man. You missed it.
I missed my chance. And the biggest, not really prop bet, but our pick of the week last week, rounding out the football season. I won that one too, saying the Bucks won over the Chiefs. So I won the football season, Danny Football. It was ugly, but now we're trying to turn
It was
over.
The NFC East, man. It was the NFC East.
Yeah, that's true. We're gonna try to turn over a new leaf with the NBA season. So moving on, this is picks of the week.
Picks of the week.
All right, so for picks of the week, we're going to remember for NBA season, we're picking all Wednesday night games to keep it interesting because this comes out on Wednesday. So, Danny Football, what are you leaning towards? Not really great games.
No, pretty bad Wednesday slate. No Celtics game. I'm going to go Suns over Bucks. Gutsy pick here, but I like the Suns. You're starting to come around to them too.
Did I count them out?
Yeah, dude. Go back to that episode when the CP3 trade went through. I said this is a pretty solid team in the West, and you kind of buried them a little bit.
I didn't think they were going to be like a top 3 team in the West, but I didn't think CP3 took that trash team last year to be the 4th seed in the.
Then you add them with Booker
West.
And Ayton and that kind of core.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think they can make noise, man. I think they can make some noise.
I by no means was an anti-Suns thing, but maybe I wasn't as high on them, but I gotta look back at my notes to see where I was. We're
gonna have to listen to the episodes again. Let me see where they're at right now in the standings. They're 4th in the conference, man.
Well, they look good. Like I said, Chris Paul took that trash team last year, the 4th or 5th seed in the West. So I had no doubts pairing it with Booker and Ayton. I don't think they're gonna make a deep run. Like they could make a little run in the playoffs. I don't think they're going to the finals, but they definitely are gonna make a little run towards the end of the year and make a little playoff run. All the other games were terrible. Danny Football picked the best one of the week. I refuse. I repeat, I refuse to pick the Nets at all this year.
Nice.
Staying away from them.
Love to hear that.
Decided to go with the Pelicans over the Bulls. Not really a crazy pick there. I'm actually very high on the Pelicans. I like
really.
I like people give I feel like they got a lot of underrated players. They like to give Ingram a lot of hard time. I think he's a really, really solid player. Lonzo, everyone hates. I think I don't think he's great, but I think he's like a solid player. Zion's obviously great. They got a lot of pieces down there. And I think they're not, like I said, I think they're not going to make a deep run in the playoffs, but I think they could, they're make the playoffs and maybe win a series, But that's right. I'm going try to turn over a new leaf, winning ways.
Get back on the winning ways.
That's it for picks of the week. Well, hopefully, by the way, we're both 0-1. We had a great start to our first night of NBA basketball. So let's start the winning streak, Danny Football. Let's start the winning streak.
Let's get it going.
We're going to play a game, getting back to football. Danny Football is not getting too adventurous with his picks, but we're going to do it. We're calling it the QB Shuffle. So for QB shuffle, we're gonna go through. We have a list of quarterbacks here. They're either free agents, rumored to be traded, or like have rumors out there about them. We're gonna say their name. We're gonna go where we think they're gonna be the quarterback next year. They could be backups. They could be starters. One may say even sit out. So without further ado, let's get to our first name, which is kind of he's zeroing in on a new home. Is Carson Wentz
Demanding a trade is
demanding
Carson
a
Wentz.
trade?
Wanting out of Philly. I'm gonna say Bears, dude.
I think it's the Bears. I think it's pretty slam dunk to
the Bears are poking around. I've heard Nick Foles get tossed around, which would be crazy if Nick Foles ended up going back to Philly. I think it's gonna be Chicago. I think Chicago tries to restart and see what they can get out of Wentz.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. Like I said, I still like Wentz. I just think he needs a new change of scenery.
Yeah,
I think the Bears could be a good place. He gets a fresh start. I did hear that, what's his name? Foles was going to be part of it, but that was just, like everyone's making a big deal, like Wentz for Foles. It's definitely not going to be Wentz for Foles. It's going to be like multiple.
Yeah, no, there's going to be more. There's going to be more.
I heard 2 first-round picks. Offensive starter and
Matt Stafford set the market, man. So now it's anyone's ball game.
So, or maybe like a first in a couple seconds or a second and a third. Like it's going to be multiple picks. Nick Foles for probably contract reasons, and they have so many quarterbacks on that team, plus an offensive player. So we will see.
Also opens the door for my man Jalen Hurts, man. Starting.
That's what I also love. Jalen Hurts.
Go.
Starting quarterback.
Let's go
for the Philadelphia Eagles.
All you fantasy people that kept him for your leagues, you're welcome. You're welcome, Big Red.
I tried to pick him up when you in our league with
I would have traded anything for him at that point. I would have given you anyone for him.
Would you have given me your firstborn child? Would you give me your house?
No, it's an apartment and I have to split it, so I can't give you that.
Okay. How about half your apartment?
I'll give you my car.
Your car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I said the Bears too. Jimmy G,
I'm gonna say stays in San Francisco. But now that I think about it, I'm gonna say New England. I think he's gonna come home.
He changed his mind. I talked him out of it.
The light bulb went on. I'm like, you know what? Maybe he's gonna come back.
I think he's gone. I think they're kind of the time has come. I think they're kind of over.
Apparently, they were poking around for Stafford.
Yeah, I heard that too. They were asking around. I think Jimmy G just has been injured and just hasn't had like a real fair shake over there. Not by because of the 49ers, just because of health.
It's kind of like a Wentz situation where he might just need a
fresh start. So
where he already knows the system. Bill wanted to keep him,
I think it's a slam dunk. I think he's to the Patriots.
Fun fact: I know I would owe an ex-girlfriend $5 if he comes back.
Really?
Yeah, we made a bet back. She loved Jimmy G. We made a bet back in the day. She's like, "I bet you $5 he comes back when his contract's up." I was like, "No, there's no chance." I don't have a chance now. So,
by that wording, you're technically not wrong because the contract's not up.
Okay. Caveat. I'm keeping my money.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to Dan Football's ex-girlfriend.
Rob, tell her she's not getting her money.
Is that her new boyfriend?
No, that's Rob Marshall. Rob Marshall.
The running joke is that he stole my girlfriend.
Got it.
You had to be there.
Got it.
Cam Newton, Cam the man. Where do you think he's going?
Our former franchise quarterback. I'm going to say he's going to go to the Detroit Lions as a backup quarterback.
I like
Thoughts?
it. I like it. I think that's not a bad idea. I think there's a strong possibility now that I'm seeing the market, how it plays out. As much as I hate to say it, not that I hate to say it because I really like Cam Newton, but it just doesn't fit. There's a strong possibility he comes back to New England.
Okay.
There's a strong possibility.
Run it back.
But since I said Jimmy G to the Patriots, I can't say Cam Newton to the Patriots.
You think he gets a starting job anywhere else, or you think it's going to be backup?
It's tough. I think he'll go to a place where he can compete to be a starter. And what place does they have a chance to starter? Oh, they just got rid of their starting quarterback, Jimmy G. I think he goes to the 49ers.
All right.
And competes for a starting job. He may not be the starter, but he competes for a job there with the guys over there. So I think there's a strong chance he goes there. But I like the backup idea too. But I think it's going to be hard for him to get a start.
Yeah, I think it will be too.
I'm thinking of places like that he may go that he has a chance to start, and there's not many of them.
Yeah, it's few and far between, man.
But I think there's a strong possibility he comes back for the Patriots.
He could. Backup. He always could, man.
I think they cut ties with Stidham possibly. If they get Jimmy G or they get another starter.
Yeah, it depends on the draft, honestly.
And they draft, I think they cut ties with Stidham. Maybe they bring Cam back on a team-friendly deal as the backup. They got a veteran quarterback room in there.
All right.
There's a possibility, but I like yours. I kind of like yours better, Detroit. Watson, what do we think?
I think he's going to sit out. I know he wants to get traded, but I've been hearing that Houston's not even taking calls at this point, so I think he's going to sit out, man. He's not going to play, which is insane because he's an idiot for signing that extension.
He's an absolute moron. Here's the thing. He should have signed the extension.
No, because he would have had his pick of anywhere to go, wherever he wanted to go. This offseason would have been it.
Right. He would have went to the Patriots.
Yes.
He screwed up. He signed the extension. He got paid. So what are you going to do?
He got paid. Then he lost his number one wideout.
Right. But I think you're right. I think you're on to something. I think he's going to sit out at least part of the season next year. Because it's going to be a game of chicken. It's going to be a game of chicken between Caserio and Watson, and whoever blinks first will get the what's the prize? The prize. What's the prize?
Get the bag.
Get the bag. That's a better phrase. Because they don't want to trade him, and they have that right. They don't have to.
Oh yeah, they have the contractual right to not trade him. They don't have to trade him.
And if he doesn't play, he gets fined, so they get some of their money back. So it's doesn't show up, you're saving money, and I just think it's a good idea. So we'll have to see. Watson's going rate is going to be ridiculous.
It's going to be insane.
Teddy B. This is a rumor that I've heard recently.
I think he stays. I did see he might have been a part of the Stafford package because the Panthers were looking at him. So yeah, it may not be completely sold on him, but I think outside of a surprise trade, I think he stays.
Yeah, they just gave him a multi-year deal last year, and he's in year 2 of his contract. He didn't do terrible.
No, he didn't do
bad.
No,
that team's not ready anyway, so I think he stays. I agree, but it's definitely next year is probably going to be a turning point for them. All right, it's either Teddy's going to be the guy or we're going to move on. Next year or the year after is going to be a telling year. Ron. MVP Rodgers, what do we think?
I know initially he made it sound like he was going to leave, but I think he's going to stick around for at least this season. I don't think he's going to leave right away.
When's his contract up? Do you know
Rodgers? Let me take a quick look. I was actually just looked up Trubisky because he was coming up. So
foreshadowing. I think he's going to New England. No, I don't think he's going.
Ooh, that would have been a hell of a move.
I've been hoping since the draft. I said, Bill, go get him. But I don't think so. I think he's unhappy there, to be honest with you, which is hard to believe, winning the MVP with one of the greatest wide receivers in the game, one of a top running back in the game, and just played in the NFC Championship. I think he's unhappy. I don't think he wants to play there, to be honest with you. So maybe he sees what Tom did and says, oh, this guy just led this team to a Super Bowl first year in another conference. Maybe he tries to do that because, he's trying. The Roger defenders are all desperately trying to get him on the same level as Brady, which isn't going to happen. But they're trying to get him there. Maybe he goes to somewhere else. I don't know. But I think he's going to stay. I don't think the Packers are going to trade him away.
I think he has an out for
after next year.
Yes.
So
I think, yeah, he has a potential out for next year after this season.
I haven't heard any scuttlebutt about his.
He's technically signed through 2023.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the starter for them next year. Moving on, Dak.
This is your guy, dude. What do you think?
I think he's going to end up staying, which is very disappointing. Like out of everyone on the list, what I've mentioned, of Dak, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy G, Dak is at the top of the list of who I want the Patriots to go sign. But I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't see it happening. He's injured. He's still going to command some big money.
Yeah, I think they're still going to give him a chance, man.
I think the Cowboys are still going to give him a chance, and I think he's going to sign there. Maybe only a 1-year deal, but he's
it could be a
definitely
prove-it deal. Yeah.
Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky is going to be I think he's a free agent.
He's a free agent this year.
So I think he's going to. I didn't think he was going to be a free agent. This kind of changes things. Mitch Trubisky.
I think the Bears move on from him, to be honest with you. I think this is.
Yeah, I don't see him going back.
Patriots fans, this is a more realistic who's going to be your starting quarterback for next year. Like, he's a free agent. Not a lot of people want him. It's like, I think he could be a potential guy that the Patriots sign if Jimmy G doesn't get released. Dak signs a lot of money. They can't trade for Aaron Rodgers. I think this guy is looking at the free agents available that is most realistic for you to go sign.
I'm going to say maybe Denver, Jacksonville.
I like that.
Or
Jacksonville?
Washington football team.
I was thinking Cam Newton at Jacksonville. When you first asked me that, I was like, Cam, where's a place that he can go that he probably won't start, but has a chance to compete and mentor? Like, I think, like, when they get Trevor Lawrence, I think, like, he's a potential guy to go there. But I like Mitch to Jacksonville. He's probably going to be a backup with Trevor Lawrence or compete with
Denver.
him.
He could compete with Drew Lock.
Yeah, Drew Lock, they're not sold on. Mitch Trubisky's still young. Mitch needs a fresh start too.
Yeah,
like,
same
another
thing.
guy, like, a lot of people hate on him, and like
he had no control over where he was going to get drafted, man.
Right. So I think relax on Mitch Trubisky. I think he's better than people give him credit for.
Yeah.
And I hope he goes somewhere different. And I'll let you take this one, Danny Football. You're savior.
My man, the Red King, Andy Dalton. I think he's going to stay in Big D, man. I think he's going to stay there as a backup. Almost got them into the playoffs. Was it the best record? No. But he almost got them into the playoffs, man. He had the concussion game, had the COVID game, missed 2 games. Lost his head, got COVID. So, maybe if he stays healthy, he wins one or 2 of those games and they get into the playoffs. So
that's a solid backup. I
think he did just enough to prove he can still play if called upon. So I think he stays in Dallas and he's the backup.
Yeah. I think that's a good safety net plan for Dallas.
Especially with Dak coming off of the injury.
I think that's a solid option. But that's our QB shuffle. Not a lot of shuffling. I thought there'd be more shuffling than
we got a little more shuffling than we thought.
Yeah. I got
Jimmy G and
Wentz. We got
Jimmy G we said was gonna leave. Cam we
Wentz,
back and
Jimmy
forth
G,
on.
Cam, Mitch.
Teddy was gonna stay, Aaron's gonna stay, Dak we went a little, Mitch we got all over the place, so
that's good. Well, this is the fun part. Well, it's all fun.
This is the only part I wanted to do.
This is the only part I have to listen to. And future Big Red, if you're listening to this on Valentine's Day, this is a good part to turn up for Mrs. Big Red.
Jack up the volume.
Jack up the volume a little bit.
That means you guys have been listening to almost an hour. Turn it off, future Big Red.
You've come this far. Finish it.
Finish it out. It's another installment of the all-time series. If I had horns, I'd blow some horns. It is the all-time series Super Bowl halftime show draft. I don't know why I paused. I paused like there was some crazy noise that was going to happen. We're doing 5 rounds. That means five halftime shows we're choosing. It's random order for with picking the random number generator. And make sure when we post these, go vote for who has the greatest Super Bowl halftime show lineup. So let me pull up the random number.
Get out and vote, guys. Get out and vote.
Do your duty. Big
Do
Red.
your duty.
Big Red, right now. Go vote. Mrs. Big Red, go vote.
Vote for the best one, Miss Big Red, not Big Reds necessarily.
Which means Big Reds. All right. So who's going to pick the number first? Who do we choose gets the number first?
I'll choose first. What are we going between?
1 and 100. Without going over. Close without going over.
Give me 55 for Super Bowl 55.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm going to go... Gotta go 12. How could I not?
Ooh, 18.
Okay.
You son of a gun. All right. Generate 47.
I go first.
No?
Yeah, because Big Red, Danny Football went over.
So you go first. Does that mean I go second because I didn't go over?
We don't do closest?
Yeah.
What?
Closest without going over.
Oh, sad.
Or does second? Oh, geez, I'm falling here.
Oh, my God.
I thought this was hitting me in the face, and it was. We have technical issues. I think I go second. We got a ruling from the judge. Yeah, I go second. What is going on here?
Your microphone arm's getting all janky.
It is. It's like it's slipping off the table. All right.
All right, Producer John, go ahead.
Lead us off.
Michael
Damn
Jackson.
it!
Yeah, that's the best one.
I actually rewatched it today.
Really?
It's so good. He doesn't say a word for 2.5 minutes, and these people lose their minds.
Yeah, he's the biggest star that we've ever seen.
That was
like untouchable.
Such a good show.
That was a slam dunk.
All right, Big Red, what do you got?
Pulling up I have a list here. I gotta pull it up.
Are we just doing like headliners? Because like there's a bunch of like special guests.
I kept it the headliners just because it was like their show.
You can say like if you have like a group like that was like
yeah, you can claim a whole Super Bowl if you
claim
want.
a whole Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
I still wouldn't change anything about what you just picked.
No, me neither. But that helps a lot.
So on mine, I put like the person and then the Super Bowl. So
got it.
Yeah.
That helps.
With mine, I'm going similar to John. I gotta just find the Super Bowl he actually did. 2007, Prince.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yep. Makes sense.
Kind of have to.
Yep. Prince.
Prince.
I don't even know if he played with anyone else. I think it was just Prince.
I think it was just him. I can't remember. Damn, I have to go back to back. That's too huge.
Actually, it was.
I have a lot of options, but that was 2 huge ones off the board.
According to it was. Oh, wait a minute. He performed in 2000. What Super Bowl did you say? Oh no, 2007 one, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He brought out the Florida A&M University Marching 100 band. So you got them too.
Ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding ding ding. Man, I'm gonna have to go with U2 in 2002, Super Bowl 36.
Wasn't that 2000? Oh, it was right after September 11th. That was a big one.
I'm gonna have to take that one. That was such an impactful one.
Yeah, that was that was one I was wrestling with too. I have 3 in my mind, and that was when I was picking, and that was one of them.
All right.
I'm hoping you'll pick the other one.
U2 and.
Oh, you get 2 picks, right? Because it goes the other way. Gotcha.
I don't know why.
Yeah, they did a nice tribute. They did a beautiful tribute to the September 11th attack, like the people who died in the September 11th attack. That was a big one.
There we go. Wasn't sure why my computer wasn't letting me type. I'm going to go U2 and I'm going to go Lady Gaga, man. I love that show.
That's a good pick.
I loved that show. That was such a good halftime show.
Hey, Something about Lady Gaga when she jumped off the ceiling.
Dude, she jumped off the
She jumped
goddamn
off the
roof.
top of the roof, dude. That was one of the best.
And she caught a pass at the end.
Yeah. Sign her up. I think that was one of my favorites. This is a great one. It had a lot. I think it's because it had so many people in it. They just like pulled out all the stops. The headliner was Aerosmith, and
That's it. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I was looking at that one.
They had Britney Spears, Mary J. Blige, Nelly, Aerosmith, In Sync.
Yeah, that's
a really
P.
good
Diddy. That was
P.
Kid
Diddy.
Rock.
Yeah, no, I was Kid Rock.
Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Sorry.
No,
Whoops.
That's a different one. But still, it was like they had In Sync come out. They had Aerosmith. Everyone did Walk This Way. Great.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, back to back now.
I bet. Oh, thank God! All right, Beyonce.
Beyonce's
That was a good one.
That's
And I'm
Dude,
gonna
that
go
had Destiny's
with.
Child. That was a good one.
I'm going with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
I knew.
Oh, okay.
That's such a John pick.
You want to break down that show for us, producer John?
What's the line? I forget what the line is in the song where you ripped it. I'm like,
But it was. I bet I get you naked by the end of the song.
Yeah. And what? That's so staged. So staged.
Is it already my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Beyonce and Timberlake.
I forgot JT did it
Timberlake's
twice.
on here like a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I had.
You can take him again if you want.
Mine had Justin Timberlake, Kid Rock, Nelly, P. Diddy, Janet Jackson.
That was the one I looked at.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that. What's his name? Danny Football was looking at. What's his name?
What's his name?
I have a couple here that I'm looking at.
We need a timer or something here.
Yeah, I know. Easy. I have. I'm gonna go with again. This was such like a action-packed like lineup. I feel like I gotta go with them. It's Madonna.
Madonna, man.
Yeah, that's a good one.
2012, they had LMFAO. They had Nicki Minaj, MIA, CeeLo Green.
They had Avon High School Drumline, Fishers High School Drumline, Franklin Central High School Drumline.
They had a lot of drum lines.
I remember CeeLo being really good in that.
Yeah, that was like prime CeeLo time.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that was like the high school hits right there.
And that was Party Rock Anthem. That was a big LMFAO.
I could take or leave LMFAO.
But
You know,
that
their
was, like,
uncle and
prime
nephew.
time.
Yeah, I did. I told my roommate that he didn't believe me.
Is it my turn?
No, it's my turn. Back to back.
Oh,
That's
no.
right.
Oh,
Get
I'm
out
feeling
the
nervous.
way. I'm gonna go Bruno Mars.
Okay.
He had a bunch of people too, didn't he? 1 second, Bruno.
He had Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's right. That's right.
That was like the Chili Peppers one was awful, but Bruno Mars was good.
Yeah, I watched it back. I was like, they kind of brought him down, but I thought Bruno Mars did a really good job.
Yeah, Bruno Mars was awesome.
I'm gonna go Bruno Mars and I'm gonna take The Weeknd, man. I'm gonna take my man. I'm gonna take The Weeknd. A lot of people were split on it. I thought he did a good job.
Yeah, we didn't really touch on that. We touched on it off air, but we didn't really talk about it on the pod.
What did you boys think?
I liked it.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't think it was the best in the world.
No, and that's
I'm
what
a Weeknd fan, so.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Steve. It wasn't the greatest one of all time, but it definitely wasn't the worst.
Yeah, I thought it was
cool.
Okay.
I'm sure COVID had some like, some
yeah, I mean he did 90% of it up on the concourse.
That's why I said before we recorded. Crazy they did House of Balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like a song that's like a deep cut OG like before, when no one knew his face Weekend. That's
he had a wide variety of songs. All right, back to you, Big Red.
Nope, you have back-to-back ones.
I did Bruno Mars and Weekend.
Oh, that's right. You can tell I have an older taste in music. for this one. I'm picking a lot of oldies. I'm gonna go. Oh, it's tough. I know Danny Football wants Maroon 5, so I'm gonna keep that one.
Are we in agreement that was the worst, or
It's definitely not one of my favorites.
that one was pretty trash?
There's a couple good ones still left.
Yeah,
I have one waiting in the wings.
I'm gonna take the Rolling Stones.
Oh, that was my one,
I'm
man.
gonna take the Stones.
That was a good. That was the first one I remember like actually watching.
When did
Yeah,
they perform? Where's that?
2006.
That was that's like the first halftime show I remember actually like paying attention to.
Seahawks.
Oh Jesus, I didn't even notice. I'm on the Wikipedia page. I didn't even notice. Damn, Paul McCartney solo in 2005.
Yeah, I was looking at that one.
That was a good one too.
Wow.
But yeah, Rolling Stones was the first one I actually like sat down and watched.
Steve, do you have back to back?
No,
No, it's you,
Okay.
dude.
Do I have back to back?
Yes, you
got
do.
back to back. This is your last two picks.
Black Eyed Peas.
Damn it! Damn, I'm losing everyone.
And then I'm thinking. I remember Shakira and Jennifer Lopez being pretty good last year.
I don't
I
know
think
a
we
lot of
all
their
know why you
songs.
think they were good last year.
They're talented.
They're
Paul McCartney is a good pick. Bruce Springsteen still on here.
You could pick Justin Timberlake again.
I think what I'm gonna do. Stevie Wonder's still on here.
Wait, what one was him?
I don't know. I was looking at it. New Kids on the Block. Where was he? Oh, I have the Wikipedia page up.
Phil
I saw his
Collins
name.
is still on there.
Stevie
Phil
Wonder
Collins.
was 99.
But I think I'm gonna go one before that with Boys to Men.
Ooh.
That was Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, Temptations,
a good
Queen
one.
Latifah.
It was a salute to Motown, the 40th anniversary.
Boys to Men. My list is crazy.
They had Smokey. They had Queen Latifah, the Temptations.
You have a diverse list, John.
You
I'm
definitely-
happy with my list.
You also have a marching band in there too.
Yeah, I got the marching band on the Grambling State University marching band. Where are they from? Where's that? That is in Louisiana.
So who'd you go? You went Black Eyed Peas and Boys to Men. All right,
Yeah.
I got a tough one. I was hoping you'd choose one.
That Black Eyed Peas one was really good, from what I remember.
I wasn't a big fan. Like I liked the Black Eyed Peas, but I
don't
thought
remember it. I think I'm
great.
just a fan.
I
of
think
Black
they had
Eyed
a good show. I thought it was a good show at
Peas.
least.
Yeah, I think I remember it being pretty good.
I need to go back and watch it because I thought it was like I seem to remember it wasn't the greatest. They brought out Slash and it was pretty like Fergie saying "Sweet Child of Mine." It wasn't that great. Brought out
Yeah,
Usher in that one.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say
Usher
I still got Usher with me.
I got a tough one here. I'm between
Talk it out.
I'm a
Talk
big
it
Paul,
out.
a big Paul
I know
McCartney
Paul
guy.
McCartney's crazy that he slipped to the last round.
He's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And he's-
Hey, dude, he was in a little band known as the Beatles.
no
Have you ever
one-
heard of them?
I love the Beatles. Bruce Springsteen still at the Boss is still.
Yeah,
I
the
was
boss
thinking-
is still there.
I was
Stevie
thinking about
Wonder,
taking him.
Diana Ross,
Yeah, yeah. Way up the Blues,
the Blues
Brothers.
Brothers. Yeah.
Elvis Presto. You ever hear about him?
Guys, Katy
No.
Perry's still there.
Was hers good? I don't remember that.
She had a huge
shark.
she had a
Oh,
huge
that was the
mechanical
dancing shark
tiger.
one. Yeah. You should pick it for the shark.
Elvis Presto. Did you hear the story about that? That was back in the day in '89. They had this Elvis impersonator that did magic.
Oh my God.
I was looking at that and I was wondering why that looked so weird.
They also had the first one. I'm trying to see what the first one was a marching band,
Yeah, there were marching bands for a long time.
but they also had, I think it was the first one, they had the Three Stooges come out. Like that was their thing. Like they had the Three Stooges come out and do like an act or something.
Do you want to do the Three Stooges?
No.
All
I think I got to go Paul McCartney.
right,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I'm a big Beatles guy. I wouldn't forget myself.
I think I got to take the boss, man. I'm gonna go with Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
I can't not pick him.
That was tough for me to let him go. I was thinking about back when I picked Madonna. I was thinking about taking Bruce Springsteen.
Wow, Stevie Wonder didn't get picked. That's nuts. Phil Collins didn't get picked.
Justin Timberlake didn't get picked for the third, fifth time. Tom Petty. Do you like Tom Petty? I'm a big Tom Petty guy.
I like him.
I know of him.
The Who. How did the Who not get picked?
I'm not
a huge Who guy.
That was a big show, though. That was like one of the that was a top show. I remember of the time. Katy Perry, that didn't get picked.
I almost picked it.
Coldplay was awful.
Coldplay sucked.
Justin Timberlake the second time. That was the Prince tribute too.
John needed Janet Jackson.
Yeah, I needed the moment.
John, did you end up picking J-Lo? And let's go over the list.
No, I didn't.
I forget. So I got Prince, Aerosmith / NSYNC / Britney Spears / Mary J. Blige / Nelly.
Huge. That's a big second round.
That's a big lineup. Madonna, Element, FAO, Nicki Minaj, MIA, and CeeLo Green. There's also some marching bands mixed in there. The Rolling Stones and Paul McCartney.
That's good too. You're hearing a lot of votes with the old heads for that.
Yeah, luckily all the old heads have a Twitter account. You got the young crowd, Danny Football. You got Lady Gaga. You got Bruno Mars, The Weeknd.
Chili Peppers.
Don't put that in there. That's going to hurt your Bruno Mars.
Oh, no. Just Bruno Mars.
Just Bruno Mars.
Only. Did Springsteen play with anyone? Or was it just him?
I think it was just him. The boss doesn't play with anyone
all
else.
my people, solo
yeah,
acts.
Steve, you're leaning heavy on the special guests. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah. No, but Aerosmith and Madonna are like two of the top rock band and pop star of their time. That was pretty big.
He went for the group ones. I can't knock him for that.
It's safe. NSYNC. I love NSYNC.
I know you do. You do.
Yeah, I had a. Well, I mean, U2 was like a touching one, and then Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, Weekend are like current, and then I have the boss to round it out.
I couldn't forgive myself for taking Katy Perry over Paul McCartney. Like that. I felt like
the shark was on the table, man.
I feel like I couldn't do.
Producer
that.
John has the Michael Jackson card though. That's such a big one.
Michael Jackson beat Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, and Janet Jackson moment. Black Eyed Peas, Boys to Men.
That's a good list.
I like the Boys to Men. The Black Eyed Peas one, I wasn't a big fan of.
To be honest, I didn't remember it. I just am a fan of their early stuff, and I'm sure it was fun watching them, but I don't really remember if it was good or not. Actually, now you mention it, I kind of remember it being a letdown. What year was that? 2011.
Yeah, it wasn't that great, but it wasn't like the Maroon 5 one is Danny Football's favorite. Travis Scott and Big Boy. I forgot Big Boy was in that one.
Dude,
I liked Big Boy.
I was disappointed because I thought it was going to be Outkast.
Yeah,
and it was only Big Boy
came out.
Oh man,
it would have helped a lot.
Big Boy came out. I was like, oh my god, they're going to do Outkast, and then he didn't come out. I was like, fuck.
You could also count the SpongeBob band. They did a little thing. Remember that?
They screwed SpongeBob, man. They turned it into a Travis Scott intro.
Oh he only did like half his verse from Sicko Mode.
They didn't even do goddamn Sweet Victory, which was bullshit.
Yeah, I remember that. That was big on Twitter.
I gotta say, the only reason why I didn't take Justin Timberlake in 2018 was because we lost that Super Bowl.
I didn't like that show.
You know what? That's like all his hits.
I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Senorita? No.
Selfie Kid was in there. I didn't like it.
Cry Me a River? Suit and Tie? Till the End of Time?
That whole Justified album is nuts.
I Would Die
like
for You? Can't Stop the Feeling?
It's too late now, dude.
Mirrors?
I've made my
decision. We got a 5-minute shot clock here.
Here we go.
The vote is to you, people. Go vote on our Instagram and Twitter. By the way, follow us at Big Red Zone. You can vote on Twitter. Tell us who has the best list. And future Big Red, if you're listening to this, go vote for yourself. I think that's a good segue into our last segment of the night, the People's Topic.
People's Topic, baby! People's Topic.
Reminder for People's Topic, you can get us on Instagram or Twitter at Big Red Zone. Write in a question or a topic you want us to talk about, and we'll talk about it during the People's Topic each week. Without further ado, producer John, take it away.
Quick, short People's Topic this week. We got a whopping 2.
Okay.
Which kind of
We're only choosing
5 minutes
2
left. I mean, there were hundreds of submissions. We're only
It was
choosing
Super
the
Bowl
top
weekend.
2.
People are still
From-
hungover.
Yeah, exactly. From eFits94. Do you think any of the Bucks players will leave next season or stay and or stay and try for
touched
another?
upon this earlier.
Yeah, I touched upon it. I think Chris Godwin's gone. You could see a running back leave. Leonard Fournette, we said he got his ring, and now he may want to go, get
Actually
those
be a
stats.
running back.
I love that Antonio Brown has won.
Yeah,
a Super
that
Bowl.
dude has done everything wrong, and he still has a
Nuts.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, I saw a tweet. The tweet said like Antonio Brown has done everything wrong, and he won a Super Bowl.
He's
Karma
tripped
isn't
over every
real.
coffee table in the last 2 years, and he's fumbled his way to a Super Bowl ring. Hey, he got a touchdown pass in that game. So.
Game recognized
Yeah,
game.
isn't that crazy?
But yeah, I think they're either going to be a very similar team next year or completely different.
From Joseph_Celia. If you what's that laugh for?
Daily football. I think it's
You
either
laughing
going to be
at?
completely different, or they're going to be the same. What as opposed to what?
It's a hot take.
As opposed to what? They're going to have people are either going to leave. I think either people are going to leave or people are going to.
Damn,
stay.
we nearly made it a whole episode without Big Red handing me my ass.
You know what I think is going to happen next year? One of 2 things are going to happen next year. Tom Brady is either going to win another Super Bowl or he's not.
Daily football's like, all right, that's it.
All right.
You know what, future Big Red? I hope your date is going terribly.
Joseph
If we're still
Celia.
listening to the episode
Um,
on Valentine's Day at this time, I think Mrs. Big Red's not going to be here anymore. She's just going to leave me.
If you first of all, let's wish Joseph_Celia happy
the
Valentine's
real,
Day.
our true Valentine.
Happy V-Day, bro.
Valentine. If you could do an NFL redraft with no QBs, which current NFL player are you taking first?
What?
I don't know.
So
I
no
read it earlier. I didn't really
QBs? Like,
understand it. I was
we're just
hoping you
talking-
would.
What position player would
players?
you draft first overall?
If you could
Left
do
tackle.
an NFL redraft with no QBs, which current NFL player are you taking first? So I guess out of all the current NFL players, if there was a draft, you could only, who would you take first, but you can't draft a QB first.
Saquon Barkley.
I'm thinking running back route too.
Leonard
Oh my
Fournette.
God.
I'd probably go
Derrick Henry, maybe?
Yeah, probably Derrick Henry or Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb's a good one.
Chubby. Yeah, I'd go running back.
You need to
Derrick
get a solid-
Henry. Yeah, Derrick Henry. is a
They're
solid
just
player.
freaks in nature.
Thank
When
you.
Super Bowl.
Thank you, our Valentine.
I wonder how he's going to take that.
Yeah, I wonder. Let us know, and you can let us know how you feel about that. Just, I'm sorry if we overstepped. Thank you for everyone that wrote in. For People's Topic, remember you can write in every week at Big Red Zone on Twitter and Instagram. I want to thank Danny Football and producer John. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, and have a great week.